But this is probably one of the more depressing things on the trading side. Now, I've not seen something like this in a very, very long time. I've been in the trading space for around 7 years. I've been in the public trading space of social media side of things for about 2 years. Um, and there's a YouTuber called DonVo, and he is very, very well known in the trading space. If you're watching this video, you've probably heard of him, if not watched him. He's quite large in the space for doing, live stream trading. Now, I have never really watched him. I don't know him. I don't really know much about him. However, on Twitter over the past few days, there's been a huge uproar, and it's mainly, well, essentially, it is down to this, which is a MAM or MAM. Now, what MAM stands for is multi-account manager. And essentially, this is what a system that we do at Elite Traders as well. It's a way of automating trading. So essentially, if I place a trade on my account, it also goes onto your account straight away, automatically, same stop loss, same take profit. And it's very, very dangerous. And the reason it's dangerous is because if you're going to someone that is maybe not as professional, maybe not as profitable, maybe a little bit dodgy, you can lose everything. And unfortunately, this is what's happened. So you can see on the website here, essentially this is how it works. So the master account, and it will send out the same trades to all of the connected accounts. And again, this isn't an unpopular practice. Again, we do this at Elite Traders. Our trades go out to clients on the back end of things, but he did it through Blue Markets. So you can see essentially the steps are: you open the account, make a live account, deposit the funds, sign a contract, and you're done. Now, the problem is people have lost a lot of money. I think in total it must be roughly around £1 million or $1 million wiped from investors. So you can see here, DonVo has a MAM account. Minimum investment was 5,000. The most invested was 50,000. The MAM account was going well at first. Today he went against his strategy, making 300 trades, and everyone within the MAM account lost 90%, 95% of their money. So as far as I'm aware, from what I've seen of DonVo, he uses a negative R&R. I don't know what the ratio sort of average is that he does. Again, I don't really know much about him. However, negative R&R is already a little bit of a red flag. It can be done, but it's a very specialized system. It's not something everyone can do for a sustained amount of time and do it profitably. So we can see here, let me zoom in on this. So 300 trades in one day is crazy. So you can see, I assume this isn't all of the account history on here, but what we can see is the total loss is $53,000. The previous balance before that was 54. So what I assume has happened here, there was the £50,000 deposit, which I can't see here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I assume this account was initial deposit was 50,000. And then DonVo may have gained $4,794 in profit because it's said that he did quite well at first. So you can see here, and then it went downhill. So essentially, it seems like DonVo lost a trade or something happened, and it just snowballed down. So again, what I have seen from DonVo, what I understand is that he will essentially buy and then buy again, and essentially just keep sort of going in and out of the market until he turns a profit, which obviously isn't the best way of doing things. So we can see, let's have a quick look here. So we've got a gold buy, gold buy, gold buy. So 3 buys in a row. It seems like there was no profit or loss here. I actually can't see much of a P&L in terms of closed trades. There's a few small positions here, but this obviously is possibly him lowering the position sizes to try and recoup some of that money that he lost. But can you imagine that feeling of getting roughly $1 million is what I assume and what I've heard in investor funding into your strategy and you as a person, and losing 95% of it for everyone? It's not just one or two people. He lost a lot of money for a lot of people. Bearing in mind, there was another post. So here, actually, this is the one I was just looking at, but this is the original. So sad to hear this, man. Guy just invested 50k, all of his life savings into DonVo MAM account. So we can see on the image, that's me. I put all my money into the MAM, and I am desperate right now. I could buy a house, and now I need to work for that for 4 years. I laid in bed last night with only suicidal thoughts. So there's two aspects to this, and there is my more logical view, which is, to be honest, this is this user's fault. If you are stupid enough to put your life savings into a YouTube trader, you deserve to lose it. You needed to learn that lesson with financial literacy. There is then the second thing of, yes, yes, it was stupid, but DonVo has been around for years. Let's see when his oldest video was. So he's been doing this for the past 4 years. So I do understand that people will have felt sort of a connection to him. He will have built a relationship with his audience and his viewers. And after, if you've been watching him for 2, 3, 4 years, you probably did have a level of trust in him there. So there is also that, I do have a little bit of sympathy. Regardless, it was still very, very stupid to do. And you can see it's a pretty widespread issue, really. So let me just search here. So yeah, you can see a lot of people are sort of not necessarily turning on him, but a lot of big names are speaking out. There's Ben Sharpman here, Capital Hungry, Andrew NFX, Greco. There's quite a lot of people coming out. Even I did a little dig here. Sorry, DonVo, my mum clients are ending the week in profit, not blown accounts. But yeah, even Raja. I think Raja and DonVo were friends, or I think, I'm not sure. I know there's some sort of relationship between Raja and DonVo, but even Raja came out, and you can see here, I can understand trading on a MAM account for months and then blowing it over a period of time. That's fine. I mean, I disagree. That's absolutely not fine. But DonVo blowing the account in less than 3 days means it was deliberate. He probably got a good percentage via P&L from Blueberry Markets. But this is actually wild. We would never entertain an influencer like this at Dominion. So there is another aspect of this that people seem to bring up, which is this a P&L percentage with Blueberry Markets. Now, I keep seeing and hearing people say that Blueberry Markets might have paid him to lose the client's money, and I don't think that's the case. Everything I have seen from Blueberry seems okay. I think they're completely regulated. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Don't go and open trade with Blueberry after this, I would suggest. But I don't think this is the case at all. I think this was genuinely a very, very bad situation that he made worse on his own. So the way the mind works when you're copy trading or you're doing account management, essentially trading's stressful. I think we could all agree trading can be very stressful, especially if you're on a losing streak. Sometimes it can get to you a little bit, and that's completely fine, but you need to understand when to walk away. And clearly DonVo doesn't have that. The other thing is, when you're doing that and you're doing it for clients, it can be 10 times worse, because it's not just your money that's might be getting into loss, it's also other people's money. And then there's also the third aspect of DonVo's quite big. He's got that reputation and that ego to protect. And if people start seeing he's on a losing streak and he's losing money, it's going to look poorly upon him, and it'll reduce his clients or reduce his reputation, and it'll hurt his ego. So he may have been overtrading, trying to make back that loss and cover his ass, and it just went worse and worse and worse. And I think that's what happened. I don't think it's got anything to do with Blueberry necessarily, because if Blueberry was offering this in terms of a percentage loss for DonVo, I just don't see that happening. It would also be heavily against regulations, and I think Blueberry would be down the drain. The other thing to note is DonVo has gone inactive, so his Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube all inactive. He deleted a lot of his things, which, to be honest, I don't blame him. Don's tracking he overtraded, I guess. Actually, this is interesting. I didn't see this, so let's read this together. So this is by Patrick. So it looks like, yeah, the account was actually doing okay at first, slow and steady gains. Actually got up until about 50% gain, which is really good. So yeah, he got, here you can see he peaked actually at 63.25% profit for the month of August. So that is crazy, a 63% gain in August in 1 month. That's really, really good. But I say it's good, but that is a little bit of a red flag. That does signal to me a little bit of over-risking, over-trading. So that's already, if someone showed me a track record with 63% in a month, I'd be a bit wary. It's gone over the level of being impressive to actually being a bit worrying. And you can see the equity or deposit. Actually, let me work this out. So growth and deposit. So it looks like, oh wait, sorry, this was equity. So it seems like, yeah, he was in profitable positions while holding on to quite serious losers. And then eventually the margin call happened, and that's when the positions were closed out and the losses were realized. Uh, oh my God. Look at this. This is the MetaTrader account. I'm going to save this image actually for the thumbnail. Um, but yeah, that's crazy. So he was buying, buying, buying. Look at the amount of positions here. I think this is probably more positions in. This is probably an hour, maybe 2 hours, if that. This is probably more trades within this time frame here than I place in 6 months, maybe even a year. This is an enormous amount of trades. So Raja says here, this was deliberately done on his MAM for commissions, kickbacks, and revenue share with Blueberry. So I'm actually going to go back a little bit onto my point of it being a profit split with Blueberry. The only thing, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but I didn't think about it at the time. Roger is right. This could have been a play for commission to place as many trades as possible, rack up the commission, and then just rug pull it. That could be the case. So, out of curiosity, wouldn't growing the account yield and make more commission? So yeah, this user's right as well. Doing well over a sustained amount of time would perform better over the next 5 to 10 years because that would, of course, attract more clients and allocate more capital to DonVo. However, if, DonVo, I assume, has already got a bit of money, he's been streaming for a long time. I'm sure he's got different sources of revenue like his signals. I think he offered mentorship as well at some point. Or courses, resources. So he's made quite a lot of money in this 4 years from sort of organic stuff and, of course, YouTube revenue. So yeah, if he just wanted that extra quick influx of commission, then this would have been quite a good way to do it, to be quite honest. So yeah, it seems like an absolute mess. To be honest, I wish I joined and inversed the positions. That would have been crazy. But yeah, I think there's not really much else to say on this. If you are looking to get into account management and things, do your research. Even if you want to come to me, of course, do your research. Come and message me because we have a minimum capital requirement of 5,000, like DonVo did, and that's just to ensure if we're doing swing trade, your risk remains at 1%. So if we're having a 200 pip stop loss, that isn't 5% of your account, for example. But yeah, you need to be very, very careful with things like this. Do it with vetted traders, not influencers. So yeah, just be very, very cautious. That's interesting. Oh, hypothetically, 150 people invest an average of 25k into MAM accounts, min 5k, max 50k deposit. Total invested 3 million. Live MAM account 50k, sacrifice, total profit 2.5 million. Profit split 50-50 DonVo broker, upshot 1.25 million for a day's work. Risk, legal action, mitigation, move somewhere with no extradition treaty. Now this is interesting. I actually need to specify this is all allegations at this moment. I mean, there is proof, but I don't want to get a cease and desist or something. So I'm just going to say it's allegations to be on the safe side. As DonVo has deleted a lot of his presence, a lot of YouTube videos gone, his Twitters or tweets seem to be filtered. His Instagram seems to be filtered as well. It wouldn't surprise me if he's on a plane to somewhere and he's left. And I would be very, very surprised if we see DonVo come back. So likely what he'll be doing is just chilling with the ad revenue, probably trading some funded accounts or even his personal. I think he had quite a large personal account. Now, whether he's lost that as well, I don't know. But yeah, I think, to be honest, DonVo probably with the money he's made could go and just relax on a beach somewhere for the rest of his life. However, his reputation's ruined now. He will never be invited back into this trading space. Too many people have seen it, especially big names like Raja, Capital Hungry. There's a lot here. a lot here that people will not forgive. People will not forget as well. But yeah, to be honest, that's kind of it. There's nothing else here for me to really discuss. Just I wanted to bring this up, and I don't like spreading hate and negative stuff, but this type of thing is common, and the reason this blew up so much is because DonVo is in the public eye a lot, whereas this happens a lot more to people, regular people with these smaller time influencers. But it happens all the time, these types of things. But again, this one was such a big deal because it was DonVo. So keep your eyes out, be very careful, always do your research and do vetting. Yeah, that's about it. Stay safe.